Morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Uh, First of all, I'd like to thank anybody who stopped at this crowdfunding. I'm sure there are plenty others that are exactly like it, and I'm sure there are plenty of people around the United States right now that are definitely having their issues. Uh, I myself happen to be one of them. Hello, I am Christopher Alexander Stokes. Uh, I am a regular citizen like anybody else. I'm a regular American who is living below the poverty line. So I have this situation. So I guess that's what we're going to call it. And excuse me for the way that I'm dressed, but it's very cold in here. And the explanation that comes after that will explain why it's so cold and why every once in a while you'll see these little gnats or these tiny little bugs flying about. I had something terrible happen to my home on a normal day. A storm that shouldn't have even been serious. So the news reports and the meteorologists were saying it wasn't going to be a very serious storm. But the wind began to pick up, and long story short, the wind pulled off my roof. It completely destroyed the roof of the home. It completely pulled out all the installations. So that's the hoodie. Because it gets very cold in here because we are heading into the winter months, and it is presently getting colder, which means I will be exposed to all the elements and have been exposed to most of the elements during the summer months, because this whole event happened somewhere close to June. So the roof gets taken off, only my roof, in the entirety of the neighborhood, which, that was a little disheartening. Right before that, a company took over my neighborhood, which we're all, especially here in North Carolina, experiencing. And unfortunately, in the Rolodex of companies, we did not get the best one. So right before that, my car was towed from my home because of my license plates, because I didn't have the current registration sticker on my license plate. However, I'm unable to get the current registration sticker because it is currently held by the man my mother just divorced, and pretty much has forced her out of her home while she is dealing with glaucoma. I am the only unmarried son, and my mother and I are very close. We're best friends. So all of this stuff happening to me has not allowed me to take her to a doctor appointment. It hasn't allowed me to spend any time with her, which is very important to getting out anxiety and stress. I'm unmarried. I guess that's what I'm supposed to say. And I had a roommate, but me and my roommate got in an altercation because he wanted to treat me less than because of the color of my skin. And I own the home. I'm the person who moved him in. I've done everything I can for this person as far as to friends can do for one another. You know, when you're friends, you are friends for 20 years, they become like brothers, and you want your brothers to be healthy and all this other stuff. And I guess what we could call my constant nagging, I guess, kind of changed the situation to become quite chaotic, because I'm not really understanding the reasoning because we've always gotten along. So right now I'm in one of the only spaces that are still livable, which is the living room. The kitchen is still working, and I still have my bedroom is still working, but unfortunately both showers in the house have shut down. Luckily, I have a garden tub was in the home. I've lost both refrigerators from water damage. I think the surge that ran when the water initially got into the walls sort of caused them to burn out, but they were probably on their last legs anyway and could not take a surge of energy of such. So I have an older fridge from like 1995 that's completely gone out, and then I have a larger fridge that was actually a gift from one of my employers that unfortunately has also burned out. So the old fridge burned out and the new fridge burned out. So I've been keeping most of my foods, and I have to spend most of the time buying non-perishables, which contain a lot of sodium and a lot of other things that aren't exactly good for you. And then there's the infestation of gnats, which seem to be living in the water somewhere in the home. But the one good thing about the cold in the winter months is that will be soon rectified. And also, I do live in the woods here in North Carolina, so there are water bugs, ticks, fleas, all kinds of stuff that can get into the home because there is nothing but access around the home. There's damage in the walls, water damage in the walls. A good bit of the installation is blown out, and it is a mobile home. So I'm pretty much just exposed to the outside. There's no buffer aside from the doors and the walls that are left in between me and nature, which, living here for a very long time isn't always so bad. It's just that, it's not very livable. It's not very comfortable. It doesn't allow you to sleep a lot. So here I am on crowdfunding. I mean, I don't know if this is going to work, but I've exhausted everything I can exhaust. I'm that sort of person that believes you should try to get it done yourself, and I've exhausted. I am in incredible amounts of debt. I have about 800 or so in debt coming out of my checks a month, and I don't make but about $10.50 an hour because my boss has absolutely refused to meet the cost of living. And with my car parked in the parking lot there, and some of the help they've given me, leaving the job right now is not only impossible, but has somewhat of a moral quandary to it, has somewhat of a moral battle to leaving the job, taking care of oneself, or doing what's right by other people. And I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I put together this video, and then I'm gonna lay some videos on top of it, and really I just need help. You would say, how come your family isn't helping you, that sort of thing. I don't know. People, I've never committed a crime. I'm like a Dungeons and Dragons nerd. Never committed a crime. Anytime I stayed out late, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons at my friend's home with their mother upstairs, hoping that we would all just leave so they can go to sleep. I mean, no legal trouble aside from things that were taken against me that were proven completely to be false. So that was ridiculous, and also a story for another time. Let's see. So I mean, like, I don't know what else to tell the world or America or wherever crowdfunding goes. This GoFundMe site goes. But I mean, I have been working since I was 13. I am literally the example of the American dream. I am a melting pot of people in America, mostly indigenous and black. So, I need help, folks. I don't know what else to say. I need help. Stuff is constantly coming down on me. I don't live in the best area. Dealing with a lot of stuff, and my lifestyle is one that is somewhat taboo. Even in a world where we're trying to get rid of taboos. My idea of achieving happiness through technology, the building of synthetic partners, AI companions, has not set me in a great place with people. Nobody wants to help me. And I've been working at the same store for 10 years, making the same people laugh and smile for 10 years straight, putting everything that's going on in my life aside. And I can't do it anymore, folks. I've always wanted to be Ted Danson at Cheers. I created that situation, and now it has turned into a personal hell of my own creation. So, this is my crowdfunding video. I am Christopher Alexander Stokes. I live here in Selma, North Carolina, and my roof was torn off by a random windstorm, what I can only describe as a tiny cyclone, before Ian, before Nicole. So I had no emergency services. I have no national emergency thing that I can depend on. The Red Cross gave me $500, and I have $800 in debt every month, which doesn't include my car payment, nor does it include my rent or any of my other bills. But I do live alone, and I have brought down the cost of everything. And, with the money that I'm asking for, I can just get rid of some debt and get some things caught up. And from there, I'll take care of the rest, people. I'm more than willing to go out and get a second job, which is something that I'm working on right now. But I do have a dream. I have something that I'm pursuing. I've been involved in a lot of projects. And working 24/7 is going to bring an end to that. So we're not trying to really escape that. I'm just, working the job I'm working, and then, working the job I created, and then, adding on a third job to that. We're going to do what we have to do. Could cause some issues. So this is the end of my very long video, which I'm not really sure says you should help me or what it says, but I know that I need it, and I know that for reasons that I cannot explain. I don't know what's going on. I'm like begging family members to help me, and it may just be, and it may seriously be, and I have to consider this, that everybody's just in their own situation, and all of us need a little outside help. So, I'm going to take it as that, because I think that's the most positive way to do it. And I'm going to end this video, and I hope that, all I can do is hope that someone sees it and that someone cares. Because I got to be real with you, there's not a lot of that in my life right now that I haven't created. Thank you for your time. I am Christopher Alexander Stokes, and we're going to hope for the best.